Welcome back. You're listening to Houston Real Estate Radio. I'm your host, Shanna Register, and every week we bring you lots of great information for real estate. But today we're taking a little bit of break from that. We are talking about we're talking about some interesting stuff today. I had this idea to do a show on social media and talk about the impact that it's having. If you're familiar with the show, if you follow the show, every September we've been doing during Suicide Prevention Month. We've been talking about that kind of stuff. And so this sort of ties into this. This is about social media, though, and how it's impacting our children and our future. And we've got a psychologist coming on later in the show to talk, but first segment, we talked with Tim Urban, who has a blog called Wait But Why, and he has lots of interesting articles on there. So that's what we're talking about today. So if you're just joining us, if you want to go back and hear first segment, you can catch it online at HoustonRealEstateRadio.com. We have all the videos there, and you can catch up with us there. But we're going to continue on with Tim. He's calling in today into the studio. So Tim, welcome back to the show. So you talked about the era of grandparents and then the parents building up these kids who are just taught that, you know, if they're passionate about it and they love it, that they can make it happen. So then all these people felt like that would work for them, and they went out and they were really passionate about stuff, and they worked really, really hard, and they were taught that hard work would get them where they wanted to be, and they worked really, really hard, and they didn't make any money. You've got all these people who are really talented around the country. I mean, I've met so many people who are really talented, really good at something. Either they've made a great widget, or they're really talented in some way, you know, musically or otherwise, but yet they don't make any money. I see it all the time. Small businesses fail. They've got a great idea for a small business. It'll do great, but maybe it wasn't marketed properly. Maybe they didn't have enough cash flow to make it run or to sustain it for the length of time it would take to make it, or maybe somebody else. Here's another one I see. You can have a doctor who's absolutely the best doctor out there, but they don't have any social media presence. They don't have a website. Nobody can find them. Nobody knows who they are, and they don't do well. Then you've got some other doctor who's just very loud, very obnoxious, out there on social media, out there with a great website, great blogging all the time, whether it's true or false. Everybody goes to him because everybody's heard of him and everybody uses him. Everybody knows him, right? So it's not about how hard you work or how smart you are. It's being effective and learning how to be effective.
Well, right. So a couple things are happening. First thing, you talk about people starting their small business. Again, it's about expectations. If we just take a step back, you realize you're starting your own business. You're trying to build one of the few lives on earth that both makes you money while you're your own boss and you have total freedom to leave and come when you please. Mm-hmm. And that's incredible. Yeah, you're trying to build yourself an incredible life that almost no one has. Good for you. However, you should also realize that if you're trying to, that doesn't come for free. Like if you didn't want to go and work as a waiter or cashier or as someone in advertising or marketing, you wanted to start your own thing and be able to be your own boss. You're going for an even more fantastic, special life in a lot of ways, or a career than you could be. And what comes along with that is, it's not going to be easy. You're probably going to fail with more than not with your small business. You're going to have to sleep on some couches. You're going to have to maybe borrow money, or you're going to have to get a side job and work on weekends in order to continue to fail until you can hit something that starts to succeed. And it's like, but a lot of times that people don't think the hard work, the crazy hard work should have to go, and the failure and the years of struggle should have to go along with it. They think it's like this concept of being entitled to a life like that. Like, I'm me, so of course I should have a life like that. My parents did well. I'm going to do even better because I'm me. I'm so special. I'm going to come out and wait till the world sees me. This is going to be great. And it's just not. That's not in line with reality. Reality is that the world's pretty hard and competitive, especially if you want to have one of these very special lives where you're your own boss. Okay, you're choosing something really, really awesome. Good luck, but get ready for 15 years of toil and failure and embarrassment as you fail and go, fine. But so the problem is when you go for the really, really gold career and you also do so expecting to give it like a bronze level struggle. And then as far as the doctors and the social media, that's the other thing, is that the world's changing very rapidly. And it definitely does favor people who are adaptable and can change with the world. And if you're just kind of looking at what your parents did, and they didn't have to be that creative, they could just kind of follow the dots. You can't, if you want to just connect the dots, it doesn't work that way in this world as easily, especially if you want some kind of very unique career that you love. So I'll say another thing, by the way. Well, actually, two other things that are problematic. One is the concept of the, you mentioned social media. The problem is, back in your parents' day, if they had a friend from high school doing great in the world, it's all about, there's some phrase that goes, I mentioned it to you, that says, happiness is making more money than your sister-in-law's husband, because it's all about comparison to those around you. And in your parents' day, they couldn't really see what other people were doing. So if someone was doing really great, it wasn't in their face. So they didn't have to think about it.
They didn't know it until the holidays when they went to visit them.
Exactly. And then they forget about it, and it's not in their face. With social media, not only can you see what everyone else is doing, A, B, only the people who are doing really well trumpet what they're doing. People who are struggling don't plaster it everywhere, B. So you see a filtering of the people doing the best. C, everyone exaggerates how well they're doing. Their pictures. If you look at someone's pictures, everyone's marriage is unbelievable. Everyone's kids are always smiling. Everyone's job is great. They're happy. They're adventuring out in the world. They go traveling. Oh my God! And because they're image crafting, they're projecting an enhanced version of their own life, and they're trumpeting their best things. And the people who are doing best are the ones trumpeting, and it's in your face all the time. So it's this unhappiness machine that is making everyone feel like they're inadequate. When the truth is, they're probably doing as well as everyone else on average, or better. And it feels like they're doing so badly because they think, oh, wow, look how well everyone else is doing, which isn't even true.
So, yeah, you explained that very well, actually. I don't even have a question. That was really good. Okay. So the gypsies, people in this generation have been taught that they're so special. And I think that's maybe I'm stretching here, but I'm thinking maybe that's some of why we have so much divorce in our society, because they feel like they should always feel special, and you don't always feel special in every relationship you have long term, right? You go through good, bad, struggles and whatever. And if you stay with someone for 20 years, you're going to have some struggles along the way, no matter how great your marriage is. So I think those times when they don't feel special, they don't feel good about things, they just ditch it and move on because they know they're special and they should have something better. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, well, it's not just that. It's that they feel like they should be in the honeymoon phase, all the time in a lot of ways, that I deserve to have a marriage that is fun and wonderful all the time. When again, that's this unrealistic expectation. That's not what marriages are. There's a theme here because it's like I said, they want to have the incredible career, but they don't necessarily want to put the incredible amount of work in that it would entail. They also
the blood, sweat, and tears.
Want to have the incredible marriage.
Yeah.
They want to have the incredible marriage, and they don't really necessarily think about having to put the work in there. They feel like they're entitled. I'm me. Of course I want to have a great marriage. Well, actually, a great marriage, first of all, is not happy all the time, no matter what. Second of all, requires a huge amount of work. You have to really work on it. Where marriages are like, there's no such thing as just like an easy, great and easy marriage. I mean, at least not anyone I know. I mean, and they take a lot of work. And I think that it's the same mentality that thinks good things will come to me automatically, gets you in trouble in relationships too, as opposed to thinking I'm lucky to even have this relationship, and this is really, we have a lot in common. This is really good, and of course it's not perfect, and I need to work hard because I'm lucky to be in this situation. Instead of saying I should have something even better than this.
Right.
And by the way, the same thing comes with when people start these. It's this mentality of, I looked up. There's this Google Ngram viewer is where you can search for how much certain phrases used in like the books and articles around the world at any given year. And if you look up something like a secure career, it's really high, and then it starts to go down and down and down, and it's not talked about that much anymore. While phrases like follow your passion or a fulfilling career.
Right.
Those phrases have gone up. Yeah. Now, I don't think this is all negative. I think Gen Y is awesome in some ways, and that they have the expectations that they want. They have optimism. They have a lot of ingredients to be great. I think many great people are going to come out of Gen Y, and it's going to change the world in a lot of ways because you have this incredible energy and optimism and expectation. So, and they have a desire for that. They really want to get their best out into the world. That they're awesome in many ways, but there's a delusion going on when they think, I want a fulfilling career, I want to follow my passion, I want to love what I do, and I expect that that's how every single year of my career will be. Mm-hmm. Because that doesn't happen that way. First of all, you don't usually love what you do at the beginning when you're not good at it yet, and when you haven't built the things up yet. It takes a lot of work to love what you do. You don't just start by loving what you do. So when Gen Y people start working and they don't love their job, they think something's wrong. If they're not passionate about it, something's wrong. Mm-hmm. This is not. But the truth is, very few people are passionate about. They think they're passionate about a certain career path, and they might be. But the actual day-to-day work in year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of their career, those are not years when you're doing stuff usually that you can be that passionate about, because you're doing lower level stuff. You're not there yet. Yeah. You haven't built up that career yet where you can love it, where you're good enough to love it, and you're good enough to feel passionate about it and for it to be really successful. So if people at 25 are saying something's wrong because I don't love my job, they're delusional. That's the problem.
Okay, Tim, we're going to go to a quick break. I have a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back here on Houston Real Estate Radio.
RREA Media has an exciting new product available to companies and organizations who are teaching classes and want to offer those classes online. Introducing Easy Distance Learning. Easy Distance Learning is a video-based distance learning system that allows companies and organizations to leverage their existing classroom content into a broader reach and increased revenues. Did you know that the rate of growth of distance learning is 10 times that of classroom education? And 66% of chief academic officers think distance learning is critical to their long-term strategy. Right now, 33% of higher education students are taking at least one online class. Companies and organizations not offering a distance alternative to in-class instruction risk being left behind. Video-based distance learning has 3 basic components: classroom capture, post-production, and content distribution. Easy Distance Learning is a comprehensive and modular system that covers all 3 components that can help your organization with what you are missing in offering a quality and convenient online learning experience. You choose the parts you need help with. Easy Distance Learning offers another revenue stream, a broader reach of your existing content, and a professional presentation with a great learner experience. Contact us today for a free estimate and see how Easy Distance Learning can take your company or organization to the next level.